Hi my lovelies, welcome back to my channel, and for everybody who is new, I'm Leorah and I'm so glad you found me. So welcome to this video where I'm going to work with you and with myself with a couple of palettes and some items that I got in PR from Saints, Angels, Sinners. Now I know this brand has been a very big part of my channel since I want to say the summer of 2021, because that is when it kind of fell into my heart and I've tried basically everything that this brand has come out with. Darcy, the owner, has been a huge blessing to me personally also, and by now we are friends and it is so cool. So I received this time around the Dollface palette. This is how she looks. Look at the outer packaging. Isn't that the cutest little thing? And then also the inside. So this is what we're using today. And also this palette. This is the Get Lucky palette. Also really cute. And that is an all duochrome palette. This is how this one looks. And then she also recently came out with a whole collection of lippies. Now I don't know exactly how many are there. Are there 10? Are there? Not 100% sure, but there is a range, okay? And she sent me 2 of them. This is the shade, I don't know, Georgia Peach, I want to say, and this is the shade Love. Okay, so in today's look I'm wearing this one, but of course I'm going to try the other one as well. Not today, but at some point. Okay, sweetie, if you've just found me, I'm Leorah. I'm a makeup artist and stylist. I'm living for colorful makeup and colorful styling. Not against neutral looks either, but I'm just really into color, as you can see. So if that is something that you always wanted to add to your life, or you're just like in general interested in, maybe you want to add some sparkle and some glitter or not, but in any case, you're welcome here. We're all one big family and really loving to each other. So then please check out my channel and of course also my social media, which is linked in the description box down below, and subscribe to my channel because I would absolutely be thrilled to have you here. Now today this is not a review. This is basically a first impression, not of the brand, because of course I have worked a lot with Saints, Angels, Sinners already, but I'm going to basically create a look with these 2 palettes, combining them. But as the time goes on, I'm going to, because I'm in the middle of projects right now, so I'm going to create more looks combining those 2 palettes. It's just that because of my filming schedule, I have stuff planned for each day, and this was the day when I could film. So that's why I'm basically filming the first impression instead of a review, okay? So sweeties, this is what it is. Now we are going to create this look together. I also want to talk to you about something which is kind of a update, but I'll talk to you in the makeup application part. Of course, I'm going to tell you exactly what this is going to be about. Beyond that, I'm going to also swatch both of those palettes for you, so you're going to see that right after the makeup application, and after that we are going to meet here again and chat a little bit more about the performance of the products. So without further ado, let's go right into the video. Okay sweeties, here we are. We're doing a look and I'm using the Dollface palette because I am having a doll face. I have a doll face. Okay, my primer of today is the one from Sigma, in the shade Ignite. Okay, that is the one. And here we go. All right, so I want this to be kind of dark. I don't know yet. This looks, on first glance, it looks like a brown, but it is really like a dark dried blood kind of a color. Yum. Okay, so this looks really cool. I kind of want to, I'm actually very drawn to the black, I have to say, but I think I'm going to go in with this one, and if there should be the need for it, I'm going to use this to top off the other one. I think that's what I'm going to do. Okay, sweeties, plus we need to talk about something because I need to update you. Now in a couple of days, I don't know, maybe a week and a half ago, I don't know exactly because I don't know when this video is going live. So I told you, I think it was the review of the Love Notes palette from Beauty Bay. I'm going to try to find it and link it here so you know what I'm talking about, and you can always go ahead and watch that one first, okay? So, but then come back because this is part 2. Okay, wait, we're going in with Madame Alexander, which is that dark, cool brown that I just told you about or showed you. This is nicely pigmented, I have to say. Okay, so in any case, that was basically part 1, and now I'm going to have to update you a little bit on this whole situation, because in the other video I told you about us kind of finding by accident, by I don't know, heavenly providence, I have no idea how stuff sometimes happens. We did find another rabbit abandoned next to our house in like a foresty kind of an area that is basically, you know, starting right behind our house. And go and watch that video because I'm telling you everything about it, and I'm also showing you the animal. Maybe if I'm really good, I'm going to include another clip here. I don't know. So in any case, let us... Oh, I'm also so drawn to this one and to this one. This is a cute palette, you know, like even for someone who loves colors, but this has so much. There is a lot in this palette. Okay, sweeties, I'm gonna go in any case with Cabbage Patch Doll. I think I know what that is. It's these kinds of dolls that I know them from commercials. I never had one. That's not part of my life. Yeah, I get to play with potato peels. Just kidding. All right, so in any case, Francesca, we're talking about Francesca, who is our new Lionhead rescue bunny. And I wanted to update you a little bit about this because I did come across the owner. That's basically the story that I need to tell you today. I did come across the owner, but first of all, I want to tell you that in the, I want to say when I'm filming this, it's 1.5 weeks since we have her, all right? And in those 1.5 weeks, we have started to bond Francesca to our Lionhead rescue bunny that we still had, which is Giovanni. And he has been so blissful and so happy and so just happy, you know. This guy, I didn't think that he had it in him, but I think he just really missed to have someone around who is his own kind, you know. Not necessarily that it needs to be another Lionhead, but it just happens out to be that way. But just to have someone of his species that he kind of can relate to and snuggle up against and whatever. So don't worry, Giovanni cannot give us more grand rabbits. He is not. Okay, so don't worry about that part of it. It's all not an issue. But yeah, so in any case, I just feel like he is so happy. And did you ever see a rabbit being happy? That is Giovanni, you know? So that is amazing. And this is kind of the thing where I say this was all meant to be, even though it was absolutely not planned. We did not want to really necessarily add another animal again, because we had just basically finished finding homes for the other ones that we used to have, and we had a lot. So I'm switching brushes again. We did have a lot, and it was very expensive, more than we were able to manage. And so we raised them because, you know, because also the vet bills are really high, and you kind of have to budget another 2-3 children in order to like run a shelter kind of a situation like this, at least on the level that we did it. If you have, of course, a huge shelter, it does not help to budget 3 children. You kind of have to go like big. Go in big, you know what I mean? So in any case, that is what it was. So now that we have Francesca, we started to bond the two of them. They are in the same cage, but there is a separation between them, so they cannot attack each other, but they can lie down next to each other, they can sniff each other, can get to know each other. And we also started in the meantime to take them out into a playpen and basically introduce them to each other there, you know, without the separation, but always with someone present. And we also have the equipment ready to separate them in case they should, God forbid, attack each other. Okay, I'm going to build up that dark shade a little bit more, add some drama. And yeah, so that is basically just painting the picture of what has been going on. Now, the other day, I picked up my children from school, which by the way, I do that every day. Not just the other day. I drop them off, I pick them up, and usually I kind of, you know, very often I just wait in the car. I'll park outside of the school, and then my kids come to the car because they know where I park. Now, on that day, for whatever reason, I was actually standing in front of the school, because I don't know why. So I was standing there basically waiting, and there was another woman standing there, and she was kind of checking me out, looking at me like, you know how that feels, like you just stand there and you mind your own business, but you feel that someone is like checking you out, you know? So that was kind of the situation. And then she came over to me and she said, like, without introduction, without anything, she was like, so I heard you have a rabbit. And I'm like, depends. Depends what you're looking for. You know, if you're looking for a white circus bunny, then maybe not. So I said to her, that I didn't say, but what I said to her was, if you're looking for a black lion-head rabbit that got abandoned / lost about a week ago, then maybe. Yeah. So I was in my head was spinning because I was thinking about my kids, you know, because they have grown to love Francesca. Also because she's a little bit smaller than Giovanni, because Giovanni is so big and so hairy, you cannot pick him up anymore. You cannot hold him anymore. It's impossible. He is huge, humongous, you know. So they have grown to love Francesca very much because she can still be held, and she's very, very friendly, and she's very, very fluffy, and she's, you know, she's all the good things. As is Giovanni, just that he is huge, you know. So I was thinking about my kids, and I was thinking, like, this is not good. They're going to have to separate again from another loved animal, and this is not what I want, but such is life. So I said to her, do you want her back? And now, sweeties, you know what she said? No. And she was going like this. No. I had the crickets in my head. I was like, it's suspended in time. I was like trying to figure out, what did she just say? That is not a normal response. I told her we took care of the vet bill, you know, we got her checked out, we got her treatment, and all kinds of stuff, because of course also we didn't know how long she had been wandering around outside. We figured it wasn't long because she would have not survived it very long, but still, you know. So in any case, I felt like, okay, you owe me this and that much money because, you know, someone's gonna pay the bill. But she said no. And I was like, okay, that is so strange. I did not see this one coming at all. So in any case, she said no, and then she took out her phone and she pulled up her gallery, and then and then she started to show me the animals that they have gotten in the meantime, like a week after. You know, so they added another puppy because they have a golden retriever. Apparently they have at least one cat. They have, I think, birds and hamsters and all kinds of stuff. They also have quite a number of children. Dangerous family, I want to say. You know, this is like you dump one animal because you're done with it or it's not convenient anymore. You just dump it in the forest. So I asked her, so what happened with this rabbit? I would really like to know, because we kind of found it being dumped in the forest, kind of, you know, and that is not cool because that is a death sentence. Plus, this is just not how you treat living creatures. If you want to get rid of it, I don't know, post it in one of those WhatsApp groups or find a new home, give it to a petting zoo, do something, you know. And she was like, well, someone left the door open. Well, isn't that convenient? Isn't that very, very convenient? Strange. Really, really strange. So I was like, wow, Francesca, just count your blessings that you have us now. Seriously. Okay, so this is more or less how it's gonna look. I might still do some blending here on the outer edge because I can't stop myself. But in the meantime, I want to go in with the lighter shade. This is the shade Chatty Katie. I don't know these people. Okay. Did I play with dolls when I was small? A little bit, but I was more. This doesn't pick up on the brush. I have to go in with my finger. Maybe it's just the upper crust. But now on like, oh wow. I hope you see this. Do you see this? I think it might just have been the upper crust, but what? This, wow, is really, really unexpected. I mean, I kind of figured it would be beautiful because Darcy would not put something ugly in a palette, but yes, girl. So I have to say it was just the upper crust of the shadow. Now when I'm touching it, the inside of the shadow is actually super, super smooth. But now that I'm already in with my finger, if you know what I mean. And, but here, really? Really? I mean, can you? No words. Okay, so let's just look what the other shade is doing. Beanie Baby. I don't know what that is either. Don't bother to write it in the comments. I don't care. It's some kind of a doll, right? So yeah. No, I was really, this is also so beautiful. Told you, this palette. I was more the kind of a girl that went outside and went exploring, and we built huts in the forest and stuff like that. So did I play with dolls? I did have a couple of Barbies and I like to play with them for some time, but overall I was more the outside kind of a girl, you know, horseback riding and you know, all these things. I think it's also very healthy. Playing with dolls is also good. There's nothing wrong with this. It's also just that I come from a background that was not really able to afford stuff. So that is what it is. Okay, so now let me just try to go into that light shade again, the Chetty Katie, I think, and pick it up with the brush now. Okay, it still feels a little bit crumbly, but I think that's just there is some flakiness in this. This is not because it is dried out or icky. I think it is just because, yeah, you see, it does pick up nicely. Boy, oh boy, though, is this beautiful. Wow. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to, of course, perfect this because that's what I do. But I think under my eye, and of course, afterwards, I'm going to tell you how I finished this look. I'm thinking about pulling in this palette, the Get Lucky palette. And I think I also want to use, maybe, I have to see, but I'm thinking of maybe using this here also as a highlighter, and maybe pull in one of these shades or two of these shades for under the eye, you know. So let us see, maybe those greens or the tealish greens, maybe. This Sweeties, I'm a big fan. Just saying. Okay, and of course also I'm going to use one or both of those lippies, you know. So probably this one, but maybe this one. Who knows? All right. So I'm going to see you here in just a second. Of course, you're going to see both of those palettes swatched out, and then we're going to meet here again to finish up the video and to show you, of course, the finished look and to like hang out. All right. So in just a second, we'll be right back. Hey, sweeties. Giovanni. Hey, sweetie. Hey, sweetie. Big guy. Hi, and there's your friend. Are you there, Francesca? Are you bonding with the beautiful, beautiful Giovanni? Well, who wouldn't want to bond with this one, right? Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Humongous and beautiful. The dream of every female. Huh? Aren't you the dream of every female? Like, really, you guys, you judge for yourself. Isn't this a beautiful rabbit? Right? Such a cool hairdo. Right? Yes, you are. Where's your girlfriend? What is she doing? Is she digging? Are you digging, Francesca? Seriously. Okay, let's look at Francesca from the top. Hey, sweetie. Hi. Hi, sweetie. Come. How are you doing? How are you doing, my sweet girl? You happy? Happy to be alive? Good girl. Yes, you are. Such a pretty girl, and there. Okay, sweeties, here we are, of course, with the finished look and the finished styling. And by now you have also seen the little new updated video of Giovanni and Francesca. Okay, now this is how the look turned out. And of course, I'm going to zoom you in as always. Always zooming in the wrong direction. Okay, like that. And of course, in a second, I'm also going to tell you what I did to finish the look. As I already told you, I'm going to pull in the Get Lucky palette, which I did, and I'm going to show you exactly which shades I used. And I also used one of the shades from the Get Lucky palette to as a highlighter. As a highlighter. Okay, sweeties, let us move you back out. And let's go in with the palettes. Okay, sweeties, let's talk basics first, and then I'm going to talk about how I finished the look. Okay, you do get them, of course, with a sleeve, and this is kind of unusual because usually they open like this, right? But these two open like this. So the sleeve is exactly the same as the palette. In the front and in the back, you do have the ingredients on both the sleeve and also on the palette. Same goes, oops, same goes for the Get Lucky palette. All right, same thing. Okay, sweeties, you do have cardboard packaging. In both cases, you do have a mirror, you do have shade names. And this is, of course, a Dollface palette, which maybe on first glance looks a little bit like this is so not Leorah. But sweeties, let's face it, we all have so many levels, and this is definitely one of my levels because there is so much nice depth in the palette. You can do so much drama. This is a very, very sexy palette, and I love palettes like this. You know, palettes can be neutral or neutral-ish, but they kind of still need to be sexy, you know, because I don't have time to waste not to be sexy. I'm 40 plus, I need to live my best life. Okay, sweeties, this is the Get Lucky palette, and this is of course an all duochrome palette. And also this, I hope that you saw the nice shifts in the swatches also, because seriously, I was super surprised because there is so much more in those shades than you think you're getting, really, you know? All right, so this is what it is. And then I also, of course, got those lippies. This is the packaging for the lippies. Wait, this way. This is the packaging for the lippies. And then, of course, you do have those components that I already showed you, which look like this. And then of course you have a doe foot applicator, which is a normal thing, right? That's a normal thing. Okay, so I'm wearing this one here, and I basically just put a bit of a liner around, a lip liner, but beyond that I only have this on my lips, and it is really nice. Now of course, if you're going for lip glosses, you cannot expect a super big payoff in color. It is a hint of the color, and it gives you a nice sheen. Now that is of course something you have to be into. You know, if you want to have a more bombastic color payoff, then you gotta go for a liquid lipstick or of course a bullet lipstick or something like this. But if that is something you're looking for, then definitely go for this. It doesn't have a taste, it doesn't have a smell, and as of right now, I put this on maybe half an hour ago and it is still not bleeding into fine lines, so that is good. All right, so that is basically all I can say to this as of right now, and the colors are kind of really cute. So yeah, really interested in using them more. They also do have a light sparkle to them, which is absolutely my thing, you know. Yeah, so that is that. Now let us also talk about, of course, how I finished the look. I did apply a black winged liner, and at the outside, basically the outer half of the wing, I did apply some random chunky glitter that I bought from AliExpress. I have it right here. Sometimes I buy these kind of chunky glitter palettes, and then I just mix and match whatever, you know. So this is from AliExpress. Nothing really spectacular, it's just chunky glitter. Okay, now that is how I basically finished off the upper half. The rest you saw still in the video. Then I did put a purple on my lower waterline, and then for the inner corner I still applied this shade here that I also have on the inner part of the lid, which is so cool because it has this purple kind of purple bluish shift to it while the base is white, and that is so pretty. This was a huge surprise, really. And yes, in the beginning, when I used the shade for the first time, it felt like there was a bit of a crust on top of the shade, but really the second I did not use my brush, but like, you know, used my finger, the crust went away, and that is what it was. So it was really pretty and applied super well, and afterwards I also could then use the brush. While of course shades like this and all shimmer shades are always better applied, of course, with the finger, if you're not against that. Okay, so this is what I finished on the top part and the inner part, and then under the lower lash line I applied this shade here, which is a green with a, I don't know, it has a shift. I cannot for the life of me tell you what the shift is. There is a shift to it. It's like a lighter, I want to say pistachio green with a shift. You know, so that I have in the inner third. And then I applied this one, which is so stunning. It is so foiled, it is unbelievable, and it should really be applied in a bigger place than this. So I think in my next look that I'm gonna do, I'm definitely going to work with the more like boom colors, you know. But in any case, this is what I applied closer to my lash line, and then I blended it out with that same shade. All right, so this is what I did. And then for the highlighter in my whole face, I used this shade right here in the bottom row in the middle. So that gives a bit of like a rosy glow to it. It's really, really pretty. Yeah, so all of this, also this shade is stunning, sweeties. Yeah. All right, I also used a blush from Saints, Angels, Sinners, because I was like, okay, if I'm already doing like basically a whole face with that brand, then I might as well. So this is one of those Funny Butter blushes. This is the shade 04, and also that I received in PR. All of that is received in PR. Okay, sweeties, this is how the look turned out. I am super, super happy. I don't know what it is with those half neutral looks. I'm saying half neutral because this is of course not a really, really neutral look anymore. But I think it is so, so pretty, and I love a neutral crease and then color on the lid, sweeties. There is something so, so good about this, you know? Yeah, but in any case, I cannot wait to do more looks and combining those two palettes, because I think, honest, really completely honest, a palette like this, while like I said, there is a layer in me that is purely this, but I don't have that layer all the time, and I also want more, you know? So that's why I'm so, so glad that I can combine it with this one, because it just gives me so many more possibilities to play around. And I'm so, so grateful though for those super, super dark shades. Like seriously, that is what makes the palette for me so, so nice. Okay, performance wise, I have to say that the shimmers have not creased on me, which is really, really nice. Performance was super, super good. They're opaque, they're blendable, they're buildable, and you see, you know. Beyond that, also the mattes, swatching wise, they feel super, super velvety, but they are not the best swatching shades, I have to say. But doesn't mean that they're not performing well on the eye, you know. Please don't mix that up. It does not always go together. They swatched a little bit thin, so I had to absolutely build them up, but I usually do that. I have nothing on my arm when I'm doing my swatches. It's on a bare arm, but I usually build up my swatches because usually it is necessary for them to look good, okay? But beyond that, on the eye, the performance on an eyeshadow base and, you know, the way it is done, I think you saw that the performance on the eye was super, super good. And again, they feel super, super soft, super velvety, really, really nice. And well, you see, you know, I think this looks really, really good. And I'm so, so grateful that I got those palettes. Yeah. Okay, sweeties, please check out Darcy, because she has made her way and secured her place within the beauty community. I know a lot of you are already super huge fans, not only of the products, but also because Darcy is just an amazing, super amazing human being that just gives and sparkles and lights up the world around her and tries to do and to stand up for people and to be just all around amazing and a positive influence. And that is what we need, you know, not only in the beauty community, but just in general. People like this are saving the world, really, you know. And she's also having a job like next to this. This is not her main gig, you know. So I think though she has come such a long way, and I am in absolute awe and in support of that brand, because it is just amazing to see a brand kicking off like this and you know, it's amazing, and I'm super, super happy and honored to be part of Darcy's journey. All right, sweeties, check her out. Of course, also everything else that I have on my face will be linked in the description box down below, together with all my discount codes. I also do have a discount code with Darcy. It is not affiliated. You will find it in the description box together with all the other codes that I have. Also, of course, you will find there ways to support my channel if you wish to do so, and beyond that, also my links for my social media, so you can find me easily. All right, so if you've made it till here, then please don't forget to subscribe if you have not done so. I would love to have you here, and I shall see you here super soon for my next video. And up until then, definitely go ahead and sparkle. Hugs and kisses.